Thank you for joining us for today's informational webinar on District Continuous Improvement Planning. Our objectives for today's presentation are to review and clarify the information shared in the recent executive memo, to provide details on what is required for all Oregon districts regarding continuous improvement planning, and to share resources and tools to support districts in the continuous improvement planning process. On May 21st, Colt Gill, Director of the Oregon Department of Education, sent an executive memo to all districts regarding the requirements and deadline for submission of continuous improvement plans. The opening paragraph of that memo articulates the impact of the continuous improvement process on our collective work and the essential role it plays in ensuring equitable outcomes for all students. For the last 3 years, districts have not been required to submit a continuous improvement plan. This pause, due in part to the reauthorization of the Elementary and Secondary Education Act and the development of Oregon's plan under ESSA, has allowed us as a state to revisit continuous improvement planning and design a system that both meets statutory requirements and supports strategic planning. ODE is committed to supporting districts as they engage a broad array of stakeholders in a data-based needs assessment process, elevate priorities, and develop and monitor quality plans that drive improvement toward identified goals. With the process as the focus, districts will be able to develop authentic plans that can also serve to meet continuous improvement plan requirements as described in statute and rule. So what is it that all districts must do? As described in ORS 329095 and articulated in the May memo, all districts must create a continuous improvement plan that includes the 5 key elements listed here: vision, mission, goals and strategies, plan for implementation, and routines to monitor implementation. We're going to take a moment to talk about the last 2 elements on this list: plan implementation and monitoring. We know that when multiple initiatives are present in a district, impact is maximized when programs are in alignment and support each other. To that end, districts are asked to articulate in their plan the coordination and alignment of initiatives to achieve local efficiencies and support district goals. While monitoring routines aren't necessarily part of the implementation plan, they are key to tracking progress of the plan over time. We're going to take a moment to navigate to the Continuous Improvement Planning webpage of the ODE website as we discuss routines. As we scroll down, we find Planning Resources and Tools. We're going to open up the District Improvement Plan template. This is an optional tool created by ODE for districts to use, if they choose, to document their continuous improvement plan. You'll notice that there are sections for district vision and mission, a place to summarize the needs assessment, as well as sections for goals, strategies, and measures. Place for district: how are we doing? How do we know? And what will we do next? The key to these routines is the identification of leading or interim measures that are aligned to strategies articulated within the plan, which will provide the team with the data to answer these questions. ODE is currently developing additional resources related to the installation of routines, and will soon post them on the Continuous Improvement webpage. Once plans are developed, they must be submitted to ODE by November 1st, 2019, using the Smartsheet link provided in the May memo. The Smartsheet requests contact information, information about how the plan is being made publicly available, and also allows districts to upload their plan. In addition, districts are prompted to answer 10 questions required by statute and rule. ODE recommends that you develop the answers to any supplemental questions in a Smartsheet. It will not allow you to. ODE has those, if they choose, on the ODE Continuous Improvement webpage under Planning Resources and Tools. A note about the responses to the 10 questions. If your plan already answers any of the required supplemental questions, you may indicate as much in the response field for that question in the Smartsheet. This is possible because rule indicates responses are needed in the cases where the plan doesn't already address that question. Though all districts are required to submit a plan, districts have discretion in the format and structure they choose, as long as the plan includes the required components outlined on the previous slide. The Oregon Department of Education has created a number of tools and resources, which you see listed here, to support districts in this process. These materials are optional, but there are a number of benefits to consider. The tools have been vetted nationally by experts who specialize in strategic planning and continuous improvement. The ORAS framework and needs assessment tools are grounded in evidence-based practice, lending them to the development of evidence-based programs and initiatives. Additionally, the process and tools ODE has developed are aligned to the newly articulated requirements in House Bill 3427, the Student Success Act. While this initiative is still being developed, and specifics are yet to be determined, we know that the application for student investment account funds will require completion of a strategic plan and updated needs assessment. The process just described to complete a district continuous improvement plan can fulfill these new student investment account requirements and prepare a district in their application process for these funds. The ODE Continuous Improvement webpage is the place where resources, supports, and workshop opportunities will be posted, and where districts can sign up for notifications via the Continuous Improvement listserv or email questions related to the continuous improvement process and requirements. This summer, ODE staff will be present at a number of annual conferences, including the Malheur Summer Institute in July and the Teaching, Learning, and Assessment Institute in August, to share additional information, answer questions, and provide more individualized support. ODE staff are also working with our ESD colleagues on a second round of continuous improvement workshops that will build on those held around the state last winter. These workshops will take place in the last 2 weeks of September and the first week of October. While the agenda has not yet been finalized, it is anticipated that a portion of these sessions will be spent allowing districts the opportunity to engage with peers in plan development. In addition, districts that are ready can participate in professional learning on plan monitoring routines. More detail about the workshops will be shared through the listserv as the dates approach. Thank you again for joining us for today's informational webinar on District Continuous Improvement Planning.